Okay, we're ready. We're ready for a little bit of a story time. Welcome, guys. My name is Brando Olinik, and this is going to be a little bit of my insight on how to actually become a young entrepreneur. If you're aspiring to become an entrepreneur, you're over 18 years old, and you can legally actually start a business, then I've got some ideas I want to throw your way, things to look out for, things to avoid. Ultimately, if you're wanting to become an entrepreneur, to have time freedom, you want to have peace of mind, less stress, you want to quit your job, you want to actually be able to build a business and a life at the same time, there's actually very few things that you can do out there in the business world that can allow you to do that. What do I mean by that? I mean, there's franchising, there's traditional business, there's restaurant, clothing, all these different things. You can buy low, sell high. I've tried a lot of them out, and there's very few that actually allow you to build that type of business model where you can leave that business model without doing work for like a week, 2 weeks, and still maintain a stable, consistent, steady income and have a life without having to hire employees, without having to have inventory, without having to have, distribution centers or, office space. The less overhead you have, becoming an entrepreneur, the more money you're going to make, which means the more money you make, the more freedom you have, the more things you can invest in, the more, time you can spend with your family, the more peace of mind you can have. And the most idealistic and practical entrepreneur tip I can give you, having started businesses out, some of them worked, some of them didn't work, most of them didn't work, but the ones that did work, supplies, equipment, employees, outsourced employees from other countries. Having done that, it's not that it's wrong, but working 40, 50, 60 hours a week on those businesses, you never get to have a life. And doing that for 2, 3 years at a time, it's just, unless you really enjoy that, you're a workaholic, then go for it. But if you want to build a business, have a life at the same time, and have your business work for you rather than against you, then learn to build a business online. Learn to build an internet-based business. Technology is rapidly moving, and if you don't learn how to do this, my friend, your competition is blowing you right out of the water right now as we speak, and it will continue blowing you out of the water as we continue to move on throughout the next year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Building an online-based business, the cool thing is when you really know what you're doing, you can leverage so much where you don't need a storefront. You don't need any employees. You can build a business, have a website, have some products that you could be selling that are your own or other people's, and just from that, you can begin to build an income, learning to market yourself instead of doing meetings with people, instead of talking to strangers. You can learn to attract customers and people who are actually looking for what you have to offer instead of hunting people down. Actually, imagine this. People are looking for what you have to offer. Even if you don't have anything to offer, when you have something to offer, they're looking for it. And when you learn to get endless amounts of people to you via the internet, that's the cool thing with technology, you can learn to do that, then you can learn to build any type of business with that skill set. And this is something that was really big and a breakthrough for me a year and a half ago, because I was working as a baker in a restaurant, previously failing in different businesses. All right, and I'll touch base on that story a little bit more later on, but I failed in a lot of stuff, guys. I failed in a lot of stuff. A lot of stupid things that I did too. I'll tell you in another video. Just really stupid things. Talking to strangers, trying to build a business, drop cards. Just stupid things. And it wasn't until I came across a person who was building a business online, having a life. And when I say having a life, they were building their business like 4 or 5 hours a day. But after they were done building their business, and it wasn't like consistent 4 or 5 hours, it was like broken up throughout the day, an hour here, an hour there, and they'd do it periodically throughout the day. But they're traveling at the same time. They're spending time with their family. They're able to travel, all right, and build their business at the exact same time in countries where they didn't speak the language because it was on the internet. And you can connect on the internet anywhere you go, all right? And because they had that leverage and that freedom, I began to model and copy them. It just made sense to me. All right, internet-based business, you don't need a store, you don't need employees. With less overhead, you make more money. And if you're getting involved in business, you want to make money. A lot of people are like, oh, it's not about the money. But the reality is, when you're broke, when you're working a job, it is about the money. All right, so when it comes down to it, that's the most idealistic way I can share with you, because when I started to model and copy this person, it only took me 3 months to create a full-time income business working part-time, which is not a guarantee result. It's not to promise you you're going to do the same. But from one young entrepreneur to another, all right, I would encourage you, learn to leverage yourself as much in the beginning, and an internet-based business is one of the best ways you could leverage yourself all right, to create the results that you want, whatever that is, whatever your passions and hobbies are. So that's just my tip, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, a little bit of my story, my background, and if you have any questions, insights, ideas you'd like to share too, comment below, as long as it's not spam. Comment below, I'd love to hear them. And if you'd like to learn more information about how to build a business and an income on the internet, if you want to learn how to use the same system I've been able to use, if you're coachable and trainable, not afraid of working, connect with me on my site. I'll put a link down below. It's 123marketingtips.com. I'll actually personally connect with you there on the other side, and I'll see you guys on the beach of the world. Take care.